Welcome back! In the previous part, we arrived here in Grancel and we're just doing the rounds before we head off to the Bracer Guild, so into the Sunny Bell Inn. There's a piano. Oh, there's a piano. Just thinking, someone's gonna turn up. The Royal Guard is under the magnifying glass right now. What of all those allegations of terrorist involvement? First the Sky Bandits in Bose, then the corrupt mayor of Rouen, and now that business with the Orbital blackout in Zeiss? Sure seems like a lot's been going down these days. The guard is under the magnifying glass. Okay. I can't believe the Royal Guardsmen are terrorists. Every one of them that comes in here is an upstanding young man. There's got to be some kind of mistake. Probably, yeah. I have no idea how to say that. Boulebeze? Somehow the act of eating it fired off long hidden neurons in the brain, teaching you the recipe for... Yep. That's an interesting message. We left a bottle up here. Intriguing. There's the door down here as well. It's like, where's this go? Well, we were pretty depressed when we heard the news about the Queen, but now the status quo seems to be returning, and all is right with the world. The two of us have been living here in Grancel since we were just bawling babies. This is how the city should be. It's an interesting place, this. Just wondering if there's any books or anything about that could be interesting, like Boo Baby. Just listen to me babble. You can still get excited no matter how old you are. Can't change the camera angle. That's strange. Strange. What we got here? At least if she's out, she isn't nagging you me while I do her cleaning. Alright. Need to learn more about you, don't I? Vice, arms, and guards. Braces! Welcome to the shop. Please have a look around. Braces! Yeah, alright. Welcome. It's not very good. I'm not very good at talking with customers. Generally let my wife handle that part of the job. Clearly. We'll just steal all these weapons, shall we? Yes, yes. See about buying some new weapons, as soon as we're here. Ooh, there's a lot of moolah. Kinda need it if I want to do stuff. Because there, it's like, I want that, but... Okay, so, let's do it. What'd be the last one I messed up on, wouldn't it? Yep. Still got loads. Still got loads. So like that. Yeah, we'll have two of them. And we'll equip that now then. Like that. Need to see about different things other than work helmets. That'd be good for me. Hey, come down. There we go. Lovely. Oh, it's just no way out there. Okay. So what's this? Orbital factory. You guys bracers? If so, then come on in and let Winged Orbital Factory take care of all your orbital needs. We're professionals here, you can count on us. Get some orbits that just... You got some orbits that just don't work, right? Bring them on down here at Winged Orbital Factory. No job is too big or small. We're professionals here, you can count on us. What you got? What you got? And then you need to empty quartz. Do we have another one of them? Oh, it's a lot of quartz to get it. It's a good job I've got loads and I didn't get rid of it. For attack, just I'd like to have top up to 3. Sheer 3 would be nice. Action 3 would be very good. Oh no, I've run out of Sepith! That'd be so good for me as well. Oh, I'm gonna have to do some farming. Oh dear. As if I can't do that. It's just like, yeah. That would have been very good for me. It's just like, been very, 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 very good for me. So action 3. So, just wondering if we can get anything else somewhere. Anything that's like a 2 I want to upgrade if I can. Was there no cast 3s? Was there no cast 3s? Only cast 2. I wonder if we can get that somewhere then. Hello. Welcome to the Winged Orbital Factory. This 3rd floor is where we handle all repair and maintenance orders. Oh, alright. Nice to see there's a little different section though. It's like, that's cool. Okay. We've done you, haven't we? Let's see where we are on the map. Alright, so let's head to the west block then. The question is where actually is the Bracer Guild? I don't know. We'll get you while we're here. So are those rumors about the terrorist attack true? I hope it doesn't adversely affect our cost of living. That's what you're concerned about? Alright, I suppose. Not a chest hidden somewhere. I don't remember a chest being in the town, though. Baral. Chef's curry. Haven't had curry in a while. Masonry, through some sort of flavor of osmosis, managed to piece out the recipe for chef's curry simply by tasting it. Hello and welcome to the Barrel Coffee House. Oh, what am I doing here? Shouldn't it be curry house? They have almost any kind of curry you can imagine. Ugh. Go right ahead and make yourself at home. Yes, this curry house here. Hello and welcome to Barrel Curry House. Yes, it's a curry house, not a coffee house, a curry house. It's a really relaxing place. Come many hour here, just sipping your cuppa and reading it. Reading it, yeah, it. I even said it as I approached. It says it there as well. I feel disgusted. Liberl News! Welcome to Liberl News. Despite our name, we're totally non-partisan, I swear. Wink. 1st floor is information, 2nd floor is newsroom, and 3rd floor is printing. There's almost nobody in the newsroom these days, so I've kind of been put in charge of it by default. See, there again, there's a globe. Why is there a globe if they... It's like... It's a very flat globe, let's put it like that. There's almost nobody in the newsroom these days, put in charge by default. If I don't get the manuscript soon, my editor will kill me. Niall and Odysseus are so much stricter than the chief. Get that manuscript soon, it'll kill me. I know that crest. Would you two happen to be the junior bracers, Estelle and Joshua? I don't know, who's asking? I'm the editor-in-chief of the Liberl News. Heard about you two from both Niall and Dorothy. Oh, okay, that's us then. It's a pleasure to meet you. We're avid readers. Glad to hear it. Did you want to see Niall? Not especially. Good, because he's not here. He won't be back for a while. Niall is out right now, getting us some juicy nuggets of reportable goodness. Scoop, the skinny. Won't be back for a while. Alright then. Question, why is there something on the back of this notice board? Did they forget to take it off? Like, it's against the wall. So, it's kind of pointless. The prelims are gonna start soon. Camera check, press pass check, double check, checkbook, yes. The prelims, yes. Any books or anything that I could use? Doesn't seem like it. Very well, let's get out of here. Okay, so... The door is locked, I was gonna say, it's locked. Alright then. Sale. House for sale. Easy conversion to restaurant. Okay. I swear, ever since we moved here to the capital, all he's done is piss his life away. Oh my. Oh my. We just moved here. Since I was a child, it's been a dream of mine to live in the royal capital. What's this over here? This box of stuff. It's like, dear oh dear. She actually said it swears. It's good to be home after such a long pilgrimage. A new sister joined the cathedral in my absence. Must familiarize myself with her name. Okay. So busy again. So much shopping that getting it all sorted out is going to take forever. My husband got to enjoy his churches, and I hope to enjoy my shopping. Yeah, you do that. Dear oh dear. It was win-win for us, both husband and wife. Probably more wife than... Based on what we saw, probably more wife. My husband got to enjoy churches. Okay. Yeah, it's nice to see these guys around. It's like, there they are. Duncan. How long do they plan to keep the port closed anyway? That's a good question. Okay, so... Go into here then. What is this place? North block is up there, so it doesn't say anything, it's just a house. I must clean the house before the master's return. Clean the house before the master's return. Hello there. General Canute, please forgive my appearance. You caught me in the midst of cooking beef stew for my granddaughter. General Canute. Yay, Grandpa's coming home. I hope he gets here right now. No? How about now? Still no? Oh, boo. Yeah, Grandpa's coming home. Now. Reen would be proud. He would. He would. So it's just... What's over there then? Doesn't say. Pigeons. Port is closed right now as an anti-terrorist measure. So it's the port, okay. Just saw some guys in handcuffs being led around by a group of soldiers. Came from the docks. Anything around that I can see here before we head into the big chapel cathedral thing? No. Oh, I still haven't spoke about the symbol like I want to. We'll get into that at some point. Welcome to our local cathedral, where the Septian faith is kept alive. Fair enough. Pip, 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 pip. I hope Sister May is doing well in Roland. Though I practice religious duties the same as anyone else in my position, I am also in charge of instructing the newly cloistered. I like that word. Cloister. And our ranks have been bolstered recently, but new sister is currently out gathering grasses and herbs for us. You know, the drugs. Our new sister joined us, yeah. She is currently out gathering grasses and herbs for us there. Erios watches over us always. We must treasure every day of the life she has given us. I thought perhaps I could take the initiative and fund the mixing of a medicine for Her Majesty's ailment. But not a soul seems to know her symptoms. No one has been told and no one is allowed audience. She's not ill, is she? The head maid, Hilda, requested an audience, but was turned away by a man in black armor. Black armor, you say? When the castle seems to know any specifics about Her Majesty's illness. Head maid, Hilda. Probably the only reference you'll hear me make to Fire Emblem. Wasn't a fan of that game. The door is locked. Like, you know my opinion on that. It's very much like... Felt like a bad Cold Steel. It's just the best way of putting it. It's like, yeah, Fire Emblem 3 Houses. It's just a... Like, it is like a knockoff Cold Steel. It really is. Probably would have felt better about it. Hello? Hello? Hey! Damn it. What? So, next package. And the city's freaking huge. I hate being a delivery boy here. Damn you. I hold this down. You eventually... Yeah, there you are. Come back. It's the next package. There we go. It's like, phew. Oof. I work in the castle, but the Duke suddenly ordered me to take some time off. Forced vacation. Evacuation. Doesn't make much sense to me that the government takes off while the Queen is ill. Convenient that. I didn't want to do that. I know I saw someone else around here. I'll probably get them eventually. You again. Okay, so where were we going? Up here first. Even when he is home, all he ever talks about is his hobbies. What kind of relationship is when the two of us hardly ever see one another and only ever engage in small talk when we do? Oh dear, oh dear. I'd normally be at work in the castle, but the Duke suddenly thrust a mandatory vacation on me all of a sudden. What's going on with the Duke then? Well, I don't have anything better to do, so I've just been fishing. Talk to your wife. Spend some time with her. Clearly you need to. Dear oh dear. Dear oh dear. So I'm assuming that's the way to the castle. That's the east block. So what's this place? Hotel? Yes. Tell by the colours. We have a large number of guests who have come to see the tournament. There are also other participants in the tournament who are staying at this hotel. Need to make sure I check everywhere for NPCs and these Calvert spies. They're everywhere, I tell you, everywhere. Can't move for them. Something like a secret room here. No one inside, no maid service, nothing. Dear oh dear, you're not in a very good hotel, are you? No, no, no. So there's a room or building down here. It's always the same old story. I'm going to make dinner today and place my mum. She deserves a break. It's the same old story. Okay. The martial arts competition is underway at long last. An event of this scale should only be experienced as a family unit, no? Okay, Martin. What's the box? My husband, well, he's crazy for big public events. During the martial arts competition and the Queen's birthday celebration, he's pretty much inconsolable. Okay, so I know there was another guy, I'm sure, that was walking about around here somewhere. I'm sure there was. Does he come up eventually, or am I just completely mistaken? You. Even with the tournament underway, there are fewer tourists here than usual. Probably because the castle's under lockdown. I mean, people come from the tournament, but they stay for the castle. Question is, which way would we want to go first? We'll check the east block. That's what we got. It's the landing port. Much obliged. Okay. Well, if it isn't my favorite professor, I suspected I might see you here today. Simple enough. Welcome to the Grancel Museum of History. Our newest exhibit, Liberl and the Modernist Wave, is now opening to the public. It's gripping. See if we can actually interact with anything. Yeah, that word. Tower outer wall segment. Age Preception. This wall segment was cut and carried from a tower, a structure built shortly after the Great Collapse. Depicted upon it are the staff-wielding priest and a winged god-like being. Typical of period... Facious, we'll go with that. Scholars continue to examine the design for any connection with Adios. don't know why I inspected that again as if the dialogue would update. It's like, it's not an NPC. Ancient lantern, Preception, a device built to hold fire. Most often found near towers and ceremonial structures. May have religious significance, or just to hold fire. Floor tile. Preception, piece of tiled floor from inside a ruined building. Broken stones fit together to create beautiful and intricate patterns. Stone pillar with relief. Found at the bottom of Lake Valeria. Adorned with relief similar to those found on the walls of the towers. What's this? Precepting calendar. The ancient civilization of Zumeria. Around 1,200 years ago, the advanced civilization of Zumeria was at its peak. Suddenly and inexplicably, it disappeared. A great collapse occurred, destroying the Zumerian culture and plunging its people into a dark age of ruin. The items exhibited on the first floor are from the very beginning of this era. They aren't believed to be products of the ancient civilization itself, but nonetheless, its influence is clearly visible upon them, giving them immense academic worth. The Dark Age of Ruin. Immediately following the Great Collapse, the world was plunged into confusion, signaling the beginning of what came to be referred to as the Dark Ages. This era was defined by almost endless conflict between various powers and numerous nations, large and small, and lasted for roughly 500 years. Knight's equipment, Septine calendar 500. In an era defined by conflict, war became a way of life, and as a result, warriors came to wield great influence in society. This eventually led to them becoming a privileged social class of their own. The knights wielded armaments like these when they went out onto the battlefield, returning with more spoils and land, and gradually increasing their influence and power all the more. Let's see. Different airships there. The orbital post-revolutionary world. It's been only 50 years since Professor C. Epstein invented orbits, and world technology has advanced at lightning speed ever since. Perhaps the most notable representative of these advances is the modern orbital-powered airship. These orbital ships are already used extensively in Liberl, but neighboring nations such as Erebonia have also begun to devote themselves to their manufacture as well. Smaller-sized airships are also used. Again, I don't know why I keep checking as if I'm going to get updated dialogue there. Septine era. The first appearance of the Septine Church occurred around the year 500 and marked the end of the Dark Ages. The church, centered around the goddess of the sky, Adios, and espousing an ideology of human salvation, began to take an active role in society and rapidly permeated social consciousness. Eventually, the nobility and knight class could no longer ignore the church's power, and a new order was established with the church at its center. Ancient artifacts. Age unknown. Artifact noun. A relic of any shape or size found in an ancient ruin, generally of unknown or uncertain purpose. The church believes these artifacts have some connection with the Septarians, gifts from Adios, and their recovery is one of the duties that the church fulfills. Artifacts are said to have supernatural powers, but those on display here are all ones that have since lost said powers and are no longer functional. Yeah, so we ran into one of those in Cold Steel 3. Manuscript, okay, Septine calendar 500. Handwritten copy of the scriptures used by the church at the end of the Dark Ages. The ability to print did not exist in the Middle Ages, leaving no choice but to copy by hand onto pieces of parchment. 900. The church has long been a source of art, and this has been true since the dawn of the Septine era. It was around the year 900, however, that the current likeness of Adios is thought to have been first created. Likewise, many of the ritual items used by the church today first assumed present forms in this period too. Ah, that's actually intriguing. So, like, they've basically done like similar things with like God, like depictions in the real world. Just that idea of like they've made it in their image rather than the opposite way. So it's like they've made Adios look like an angel, is based on what I've seen previously all over the place. Just that sort of like very human looking, but she may not be human looking at all. Maybe something else entirely. Medieval loom. Right then. A man-powered machine used to spin thread. As the Septian era continued and people became accustomed to peace, cotton and other crops became widely cultivated and sold. This was also the era in which handicrafts, with the intent to obtain money, came into practice. Nothing on this side. Okay, fair enough. Intriguing, this place. The museum's job isn't just to show off old relics. It's responsible for collecting, cataloguing, and storing all of it. And we work with researchers like Professor Albert as well. Got around. Well, it might be a good idea to actually bring up my little thing that I noticed. That may be a throwaway thing, maybe a mistranslation, but it feels relevant to now. In terms of like where we are and what we've just been looking into and stuff like that. So sort of best to go into it at some point is the best way of putting it, because I need to have a point here. It's basically another theory bit at the end of a part again. Seems to be a pattern at the moment. I've got to get all my thoughts out somewhere, and we don't have an old schoolhouse or an old cube house or anything like that to do that in, so you know, I've got to do it at some point. So I noticed at the early part of the game, I kept pointing it out, like the priest kept saying firmament. Like goddess of the firmament, not goddess of the sky. Which was very suspicious to me. Very, very, very suspicious. Now, since I've been like discussing it here and there, people have pointed out, it's like, it could easily just be a mistranslation. Easily. Because it's in Japanese, they use the same word that they use like when they say sky in the translation. It's like, it's the same, it's actually in the translation where it becomes firmament. But my point is, that hasn't been fixed. You'd think that would have been fixed by now, surely. Unless it maybe has some significance. That's just me throwing conjecture out there. That's not confirmed or anything like that. That's just conjecture. All theory here. But it's putting this idea in my head of sort of... So if this world is either flat or a sphere or something like that, a firmament is something slightly different to a sky. A sky just means everything in the atmosphere and beyond. So like the universe. It's like, it's that idea of everything above us is the sky. So like Helios is the god of the sky, it could be the god of everything, the god of the universe, that kind of thing. That slight difference is a interesting distinction from a firmament. The firmament can mean sky, but there's a key bit in that firm aspect of firmament. It implies a barrier, a layer, that's the best way of putting it. It's like it is like a barrier around a world. It's an old idea from like medieval times, like how the sky was in certain like planes of existence is the best way of putting it. So he had like the earth that was made up of all like there's different little theories about this. That's the thing. It's like it's all when they were trying to figure out how the world worked. Basically, they had all these ideas of how it was all built together. Like he had like the major elements, the 4 elements made the earth. And then as you went up, you had different planes of existence. And one of the high ones was called the firmament, which was a barrier where all like the stars were and the sun was and the moon was and all that type of stuff. And I was just thinking like, is that significant to this? Is firmament being mentioned not a mistake, but actually something significant? Is there a barrier around Zumeria as a planet protecting it from something? Now we know there's this outside or other side or something. I can't remember how they mentioned it in Cold Steel. It's like there is that idea that there's something else out there. Maybe this barrier is protecting Zumeria, this firmament is protecting Zumeria from that, or the other way around. Maybe it's being protected from us in Zumeria. But something I noticed as part of this idea, we'll need to go back to a different place. We'll come back to like this place at the start of the next part. I was thinking, where am I going? Let's make sure I'm going the right way. Something I noticed, like when I was like thinking about this, it was a little while ago now. Just this idea. It's like, where is this cathedral? Because that's what I want. Yeah, it's like, go inside. It's like I was just looking things up. It's like symbols and stuff like that for the church and stuff like that, because I had a feeling the church would know this. Because it's as you see here, this depiction here, you could take this as a very, very geocentric model of the universe. So it's like, imagine where I'm standing now as Estelle is where Zumeria is. And this round here, this greyishy, bluishy, tealish thing around it is a barrier. It would be the firmament. And what's on it? The stars, the sun, the moon. Did the church know about a firmament? Is it an actual thing? It may have been a mistake in the translation, but it may have actually hinted at something else that's actually going on. Accidentally. It's just like, wait, do they know? It's just very like, That's where I am on that theory, really. It's just that sort of like, there's bits I've missed, because I'm basically like, I've been thinking about it for a while, so I've chopped bits out in my theory, because it's sort of, I can get my point across more succinct, is the best way of putting it. Like, I don't need to go on to all the extra details, because they're pretty much irrelevant to my point there, so yeah, you get the idea. Right, so anyway, we'll end this part here, and the next part we'll continue looking around here. Was it? Yes, we were here, weren't we? So we'll see you in the next part. Ta-ta for now.